We recently went through every single Call of Duty game and ranked every single gun in every Call of Duty game from worst to best, chronologically speaking. And so obviously that means that the last video was just on Black Ops 6, the most recent Call of Duty title, and we ranked every single gun in that game from worst to best. So now today, what I decided to do, well, not what I decided, one of you guys decided. You guys left a comment. Thank you to that guy who came up with that idea. But what one of you guys decided I should do is to take every one of the winners from each Call of Duty game and rank them worst to best to find out what is, in my opinion, the truly best gun in Call of Duty history. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Giggity, real name is Mark, and in today's video, that is exactly what we are doing. Obviously, there are a couple disclaimers I have to say about this. So first off is, it's almost impossible to rank these guns side by side because they're not in the same Call of Duties, and that's kind of the hardest part of this list. It's very difficult to say which one would actually be the best if you like bunched them all together and put them into like one big Call of Duty, all kept their same exact stats, all kept exactly everything about them from the original, put them in a same Call of Duty. Which one would be better? It's very hard, especially when you start to get into like the older CODs, which had really bad hit registration compared to the newer CODs, which the hit registration is pretty much fine in. It's tough is all I'm trying to say. It's very tough to do, and so I'm kind of trying to rank them based on like how dominant they were in their specific games, and if I think that they would be still dominant in like today's Call of Duties. That's kind of where I'm going for on this, because it's very tough. And yeah, I'm going to be 100% honest here, guys. There are going to be some hurt feelings in this video because I'm going off my opinion on which ones would be great, and I play with these guns still to this day. Like, I still play old COD just as much as I play modern COD, and so I'm going to be brutally honest, and there are some guns in here that, nostalgia aside, they weren't as good as we remember them to be, okay? As a matter of fact, 18th place, the dead last one, is going to make some people mad. I already know it's going to ruffle some feathers. But song of the day is called June 22nd by Lil TJ. It's a rap song, obviously, so if you don't like rap music, don't listen to it. But if you do like rap music, go give that bad boy a listen. And without further ado, let's go right into it with number 18. In my opinion, the worst gun in the worst of the best. Two more super quick things I wanted to talk about, though. First off is we're probably going to do this exact same idea, but with the best map in every COD ranked worst to best, because we did the map ranking video before we even did any of the gun ranking videos, and I never got to do this idea for those, and so I thought it would be a good idea. And the second thing is, there is one gun that's actually not the winner of the list that I made, because I've been playing the game a lot recently, and there's a new winner in my opinion, and that is the Irma EMP from World War II. In the list, I said that the Automaton was the best, but after playing World War II a lot recently, I think it's the Irma EMP. Either way, 18th place, in my opinion, the worst of the best is Black Ops 1's FAMAS. Dude, here's the thing that a lot of new gens that are going to get mad at this ranking will not realize. Guns back in the old day had something called recoil. Yeah, nowadays it's absolutely pointless to worry about recoil in Call of Duty, because no gun has it. You could use the Compact 92 from 200 meters away in Black Ops 6, and it's an absolute laser beam compared to at least Black Ops 1. And so the FAMAS, while it was absolutely strong and an absolute heavy hitter, a demon up close and on certain maps like Nuketown and stuff like that, it was absolutely broken. I still think there was plenty of instances where the Galil and the Commando and the AK-47 were as good, if not better, choices than the FAMAS anyways, and I really don't think it was as dominant as we remember. It was cool and I love it, but I don't think it was as great, yeah, as we think. And coming in at 17th place, it's just kind of like a gun where it's like, yeah, it's definitely the best in the game for sure. Like you'll see that if you go back and play it, but it doesn't hit as hard as any of the other guns do, in my opinion. It's the Black Ops 4 Cordite. The Black Ops 4 Cordite is, the one good thing about it is a base gun, so everybody can get it. It's not a DLC gun, and that's a good, obviously there's no pay to win in this game. If you want to win, you could just use the Cordite, and everybody has that, and so that's good. And it's an SMG, and it's fast firing, and it's got like no recoil, and it's pretty much a laser. It's good. It's a strong SMG, don't get me wrong, but there are plenty of other options of Black Ops 4 to do good with, and the Black Ops 4 Cordite is definitely one of the more forgotten about ones, and for a good reason. Okay, time to immediately ruffle some more feathers, because coming in 16th place, and you're gonna have to hear me out on here, is the Modern Warfare 2 ACR. Obviously, that's the OG 2009 Modern Warfare 2, not the new one. Here's my method of madness here. All right, guys, listen. Yes, is it strong? Absolutely. I'm not an idiot. This is a Ronnie Coleman of a gun. Okay, it's a beast. It's a heavy hitter. but Modern Warfare 2 had so many of those guns that it doesn't feel as broken as other games' guns are. Like, in Modern Warfare 2, you can easily get away with using an AK-47. You could easily get away with using the M4. Like, you don't need to use the MW2 ACR, where in a lot of these other games, sometimes it feels like you do need to do that. The ACR, it's super broken, and we have a great memory of it in every one of our minds, and we love the gun. But I don't think when you compare them to, like, how insanely dominant every other gun, like, let's put it this way: if somebody came into Call of Duty now and they have never touched a single Call of Duty before, never known about Call of Duty in the past, they don't know anything about them, and they played every single one of these games to, like, master Prestige or whatever, right? They would, without looking at any sort of social media, without looking at, like, what the internet says, I don't think they would think the Modern Warfare 2's ACR is as broken as a lot of the other guns are. Coming in at 15th place, however, is definitely not. This is the problem. A lot of the new CODs are going to be pretty low, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't. There's only one of the new CODs. Two. I'm looking at the list right now. There's two of the new CODs, but they're actually some of the oldest of the new CODs. I'm talking about Battle Pass era Call of Duty. That are high up on this list because they have what's called weapon balancing now. They release patches if a gun's too broken. And so 15th place is a Vanguard automaton. And so that means that a lot of guns are usually, if they're going to be broken, they got to be broken at the end of the game's life cycle. That way the patches are pretty much done and they're working on the next COD, or else it'll just get patched and will be forgotten about. Vanguard's automaton was there at launch and it still is pretty good, but it's definitely been patched multiple times. It is not absolutely broken. You can very easily get away with using any other sort of gun in Vanguard, especially since the automaton is one of the, like, slower assault rifles out there. It's pretty heavy, and so if you're, like, using an SMG, yeah, you might be able to dominate against this thing on, like, a close range map. Yeah, for 14th place, like I said, man, a lot of the brand new Call of Duties, the most recent CODs, are going to be obviously here towards the bottom because, like I said, weapon balancing happens. 14th place is the new Modern Warfare 2 2022 Vaznev 9K. The Vaznev 9K is an absolutely fine SMG. I think it's good in its game, but again, this game had 70 plus weapons. You can get away with using a pretty good amount of weapons in this game, and it's never going to feel like the Vaznev 9K is unfair. Is it a little bit slightly better than the other guns in this game? Sure, and it's definitely going to be your best option if you do want to go for the highest kill streaks, the best KD, whatever. But is it, like, so broken to the point where it's like, I need that thing nerfed right now? If you play Modern Warfare 2 2022 and you don't use the Vaznev 9K, you're just going to die over and over again? No, it's just pretty good. Coming in at 13th place is going to be going to another one where it's kind of similar to the FAMAS, but definitely better. The Ghost Honey Badger. The Ghost Honey Badger is, again, just like the FAMAS from Black Ops 1, where it's almost like a really fast-firing, good handling assault rifle. So it's actually better at close to medium ranges than it is at longer ranges, whereas there are other ARs in this game that are better at longer ranges. So it, again, kind of depends on the map. If you're playing on a very wide open map like Chasm or something in Ghosts, then the Honey Badger might actually not be your best option, and that's, in my opinion, not good enough to put it at, like, the top of this list, where a lot of these guns, it doesn't matter if you're playing on freaking Nuketown, Shipment, or Anaya Palace from freaking Modern Warfare 2019, it's going to be a good gun. The Ghost Honey Badger just doesn't really do that. Like, dude, you can't tell me, if you're playing on Stormfront or whatever that map is called with the stupid storm and the tall grass, are you going to use the Honey Badger or the M27 IAR? You're going to use the M27 IAR. You're not going to use the Honey Badger on that map. But, like, coming in at 12th place, they have nerfed this gun yet again because, you know, it was broken at launch and they had to sell DLC somehow, but it's still, in my opinion, the best gun in the game. It's Black Ops 6's Jackal PDW. The Jackal PDW just kind of hits every box. It's very fast handling. It's got, like, no recoil, but again, it's Black Ops 6. There is not a single gun in Black Ops 6 with a speck of recoil. I like, honestly, dude, that's the thing that, like, drives me nuts. It's every gun in these modern CODs feel exactly the same because they are exactly the same. They have different, like, firing rates and different, like, looks and different ammo capacities and different, but, like, in terms of actually handling these guns, what in God's name is the difference between handling a Jackal PDW and the KSV? They feel exactly, there's no recoil on any of these guns. The Jackal PDW is definitely strong, and it's stronger than the majority of the weapons in Black Ops 6, but in games like this where it's mainly based on your movement anyways, based on how good you're going to do, it doesn't really matter. Speaking of games where it's mainly based on how good you are at moving around the map, coming in at 11th place is Infinite Warfare's Titan. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about this one because nobody really played Infinite Warfare, but if you go back and play Infinite Warfare in 2025, you will run into at least 3 or 4 Titans per match. They are that broken. The Titan LMG in Infinite Warfare is unbelievable. I actually think this is the only time on this in the entire rankings where a LMG got first place, by the way. I'm just looking over my list real quick just to make sure I'm not lying. I am not lying. Yeah, this is the only time where an LMG was the best gun in the game, and it's Infinite Warfare. It's good. It's good. It's very strong. But overall, it's, again, a gun that's really based around the fact that you can move around pretty quickly in Infinite Warfare. That makes it so strong. And coming in at 10th place is another one of the modern CODs. same thing. Modern Warfare 3 2023's MCW. It's obviously a clear throwback to the ACRs from the days of old, and it's just as good as the ACRs of days of old were. And so that's good. You know, I'm happy that they brought back such a, you know, such a legendary gun and made it legendary again with the MCW. But there are definitely other MW3 weapons that are going to be better than this in certain different scenarios. I would say on MW3, again, another very movement-based Call of Duty, another Call of Duty where almost every single gun has no recoil whatsoever. I will say, though, on very small maps, Shipment, Das Haus, or whatever it is you're playing on, you're probably going to be better off with an SMG than the MCW. It's definitely a more long-range style gun, but it's overall just strong either way. Alright, and coming in at 9th place is the one that I said I changed my answer from the best gun previously to now. It's World War II's Irma EMP. Like I said, in the video that I actually made ranking all World War II guns from worst to best, I had put the Automaton at first. After playing World War II for a couple of days after making that video, actually, yeah, it's clear that the Irma EMP kind of runs that game, and it is just really, really strong. It has like 0 hip fire spread, which means that you can just kind of like run around and not have to worry about aiming down sights. It's super fast because it is an SMG. It has almost no recoil. It has a very good range drop off, and it like 2 or 3 shots almost all the time. It is just a really, really well-rounded gun with insane iron sights too, just to round it all off. And so yeah, it's very dominant in this game, and it is definitely not like impossible to go up against it or anything like that, but it's if you don't have one, you're probably gonna want one very quickly. And coming in at 8th place, thank God it's not the Peacekeeper, because it's going to Black Ops 2 and the MSMC. Now I have the Peacekeeper, but I'm just saying that because obviously pay to win that early on in Call of Duty's life cycle would have been a nightmare, and people would have been hating these games before we even got the chance to see like World War II. And I liked World War II, or Black Ops Cold War. I was a fan of Black Ops Cold War, so thank God it wasn't broken then. Either way, Black Ops 2's MSMC is very strong. Again, there's 2 problems with both versions of Call of Duty, right? The new CODs, they have great hit detection, but it's all based around movement anyways, so the guns really don't play as big of a role in how good you're going to do as you think they do. And then the old CODs is the complete opposite. It doesn't have insane movement or whatever, so the guns are obviously 100% the factor on how good you're going to do, but it has really bad hit registration. And so in Black Ops 2, the MSMC is just, it's a really, really good answer with very, very low recoil, and that's all you really need in this game. With a fast-firing SMG, low recoil, good iron sights, and you're good. But coming in at 7th place, it's just better than it in every single way. It's the Black Ops 3's XMC, my bad. The clear remaster of the MSMC from Black Ops 2. This is a DLC gun, again, kind of like the Irma EMP was. Oh, I forgot to mention that, but yeah, the Irma EMP was a DLC gun as well. I do believe that's the only other gun in this list that is a DLC gun, though. Just want to make sure real quick. That we've talked about so far, at least. Yeah, it is. There is one more that is a DLC gun, but that's not until a little while later. Either way, yeah, the XMC is a remaster of the MSMC, and it's just as broken as it was in Black Ops 2. In Black Ops 3, it feels even worse because it's a DLC gun, and it's not a DLC gun you can earn. It's a DLC gun you have to get in supply drops, and supply drops only. You have to open a supply drop in order to get DLC guns in Black Ops 3. For those who don't know, you don't even have salvage either, so if you do get like duplicates, all it does is give you more crypto keys to open more supply drops. It is so demolishing when you get killed by an XMC and an XMC user is in your Black Ops 3 lobby. It's also one of the most late added DLC guns in Black Ops 3 too, so it never really got patched, and so it's just unbelievably broken. Coming in at 6th place, however, is extremely dominant in its game, and I think the reason why is honestly because of the fact that the game has bad hit registration. It's World at War's MP40. World at War's MP40, as we all know, is super legendary. Back in these days, back in the like very, very, very beginning, I'm talking like first 4 Call of Duties, they had absolutely no such thing as like weapon balancing. They would just release guns how they wanted to release them, and if it was broken, you got to deal with it for the next year. And in World at War, that's how it was with the MP40. The MP40 was unbelievable, and again, I do think it's because of the hit registration problems in these games that made the World at War MP40 so great, because every single time they've ever added an MP40 into Call of Duty after that, it's never been that great. Vanguard's MP40 wasn't that great. World War II's MP40 wasn't that great. Black Ops 3's MP40, HG40, whatever they called it, wasn't that great. The MP40 has never really been that broken again, except for in World at War, and I guarantee it's because of the bad hit registration. But this is a part of the video where it's like, yeah, these guns are like the clear winners. Like if you're not using these, you're gonna be hard. If you're like the exact same player going up against the exact same skill level player, and you're using a Thompson in World at War, and they're using the MP40, they're gonna like get double the kills as you will. 5th place. This gun might come as a shocker to some of you guys, but only if you haven't played Black Ops Cold War, because it's Black Ops Cold War's Tech 9. Dude, I have been playing Cold War a decent amount recently, because obviously I'm trying to unlock all the guns so I can do sort of live videos on this channel. I want to do that with every Call of Duty. Things like T-Dog Smitty does, right? So in order to do that, though, I need to make sure I have every gun, just in case I need to use one. And so I've been trying to play Black Ops Cold War and unlocking all the guns and everything. It is probably one of the most painful experiences of my life going against anybody using the Tech 9. It has zero recoil for an SMG. Like, yeah, I've already talked about how the new CODs pretty much don't have any recoil, but these are like the slightly older ones where it's still like they still had some, you know, and at least they had visual recoil. Like MW19 and Black Ops Cold War, they had at least had visual recoil. So even though most guns didn't have that bad of recoil in these games, it's still obvious when this one had absolutely none. The Tech 9 had absolutely no recoil. It was an SMG with like a assault rifle range, and it would melt. The handling was absolutely insane too, and obviously this is a COD with more advanced handling. It's not the most advanced handling we've seen, but it does have some advanced handling in it. The Tech 9 is so broken, it's unbelievable. If you don't believe me, go play Black Ops Cold War. Coming in at 4th place is one that's okay though, because the Tech 9, that one just felt like unfair. I don't know what's going on with the Tech 9. But 4th place is Modern Warfare 2019's MP5. This is obviously the clear winner of MW19. Everybody loves MW19, and everybody that thinks about MW19 thinks of the MP5, and for good reason. It's insane. It's like an assault rifle SMG hybrid. It has like the SMG handling and the assault rifle recoil and the SMG fire rate. It doesn't have, in my opinion, it's not as good up close as something like the MP7 was in Modern Warfare 2019, but and then it's also not good at range, something like the Grau is in Modern Warfare 2019, but it's just a perfect combination of the two that just makes it really, really, really good. I will say there are definitely some instances where, again, you would be better off using different guns, but it's always like, if you're playing Search and Destroy in Modern Warfare 2019, you will always run overkill, and this will always be your second gun. Your first gun might be an AX-50 for long range engagements, or it might be 7.25 for close range engagements, but your second gun is always going to be the MP5. And coming in at 3rd place is another one of the OG CODs. Yeah, again, see, I'm not a hater of the OGs, dude. I love OG CODs, obviously. Like, that's like my favorites. I like them more than I like the new CODs. Let's just leave it at that. But again, this my opinions are what they are. Okay, 3rd place though is Modern Warfare 3, the original's MP7. The only gun that even comes relatively within the same ballpark as the MP7 in Modern Warfare 3 is the ACR. That's the only gun that you can even really use against the MP7 and slightly stand a chance, but I still don't think it's going to win a gunfight against it. The MP7 has an insane fire rate with zero recoil in the OG Call of Duties, where recoil actually did play a role in it. And on top of that all, it had an insane amount of ammo in it, and had like the best iron sights in Call of Duty history. It handled well. It was insane. The MP7 was the clear winner. It wasn't even close. ACR, while it is the second place for sure, again, I don't even think it's relatively close, man. I don't think the ACR is anywhere close to as good as the MP7 is. Second place is kind of the same thing, and this is why we're at where we are. Like, this is why they're in the podium finishes of this list, because there's nothing in their respective games, and even if they were introduced into a big Call of Duty, I still don't think there would be much to go against them, except for obviously the top 3 themselves. It's Advanced Warfare's Battle 27. Obviously, most importantly, the Obsidian Steed variant of this. This is the first assault rifle you unlock in this game. It's the only one you need. So that's interesting. But the Battle 27 is, oh my lord, it is unbelievably good. It is so broken. The MW3 Battle 27 that they like re-released for MW3 was not even close to as good as the original Advanced Warfare one was. And then think about like the game itself. What other weapon is there that's even close to the Battle 27? The ASM one? The ASM one was good, and it was a very strong weapon, and in any other Call of Duty that probably would have been like the best weapon, but it was not close. It was not good enough to beat the Battle 27. What does the ASM one have over the Battle 27? Handling? Okay, I'll give you that. The ASM one is an SMG, so it does handle a little bit better, but it's honestly not even that much better than the Battle 27. The Battle 27 is just a laser beam and has like no range drop off with insane damage, good fire rate, great iron sights. It's incredible. But first place, and it kind of makes sense, honestly, why it's first place, because this was the first time they ever like went mainstream with their Call of Duty multiplayers. It's COD 4's M16. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that, but we're not doing COD Mobile, the Modern Warfare Remastered. Modern Warfare Remastered, it's the M16 anyways, by the way. Or any of the first 3 CODs, because I didn't play the first 3 CODs. I never played COD Mobile, and Modern Warfare Remastered is the same thing. And so that's why they're not in these lists. But yeah, I mean, this is the first time, like I said, that they went mainstream and they started to actually like get a really good following for Call of Duty. People started falling in love with Call of Duty right around this point. This is where realistically, even though it's not actually where Call of Duty started, this is where everybody kind of thinks that Call of Duty started, and for good reason. It kind of is. But because of that, it obviously had one of the worst hit detections of any Call of Duty, and it had the worst weapon balancing of any Call of Duty. And so it makes sense that there's obviously going to be one clear winner, and that is easily the M16. We have seen like one burst weapons in Call of Duty since COD 4. Obviously, it's happened. The MA-A7, MA-A1 even. Those are the first ones that pop into mind. But there's never been one that's been as dominant as the M16 was. It was unbelievable. And there's like literally what gun in Modern Warfare, in the original COD 4 Modern Warfare holds a candle to this gun? Zero. There is none. This gun is not just a 1 burst, it's a 2-shot at almost any range with like no recoil whatsoever. Now, it doesn't handle as great as some SMGs in this game, but when the SMG's 5 or 6 shot, it doesn't matter, because by the time they're done with the first 3 shots, you finally aim down sights with the M16 anyways, and you just gotta go and then they're dead. It's unbelievable. It almost feels like you're quick scoping with this freaking thing, but it's this AR. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video of the best gun in every single Call of Duty, ranked from worst to best. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what other videos you see in the comment section down below. Check the links in the description for any of my other social medias or any of my other YouTube channels or any of that great mumbo jumbo. And yeah, obviously, like I said, we will be doing the best map in every Call of Duty ranked worst to best next. But I am very, very open to ideas. So if you guys have any sort of ideas on how to make, you know, new content or whatever, any sort of video ideas that you guys have, please let me know. There's tons of video ideas I have, if I'm being honest, so I don't need ideas just yet, but I'm always open to more for the future. I'll write them down, add them to my lists, add them to my notes, and be like, okay, that's a good idea, I'll do that in the future. But yeah, I have a ton of ideas right now, dude. I'm having so much fun with this channel. It's a blast to make. And so yeah, we're gonna be doing other video ideas. Oh crap, oh gosh, whoa. Whoa, I got possessed by a yawn. That yawn came out of nowhere, came out of left field. But yeah, also check the channel out, man. I've been doing some YouTube shorts recently and some live gameplays of like the original CODs recently, dude. I'm having so much fun with those. So much fun making some like live gameplays. Also, you guys want to know a weird thing? On every single one of the ranking all like guns in every Call of Duty videos, so far everybody was kind of understanding that it is personal opinion on what I believe to be the best. Everybody was kind of fine with that, and we're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Except for on the Black Ops 6 one. I know, it's weird, but dude, every other Call of Duty, they were kind of like, there was obviously a couple of people being like, well, you're wrong because this is obviously better, and that's fine. People are gonna be stupid, but in Black Ops 6, almost every comment in that video is people being like, you're an idiot for doing that. And I think it's because I touched the new gens, man. The new gens, they get mad that you cannot insult their favorite guns, or they do not understand the concept of opinions. They'll hit you with a "who let bro rank? Never let bro cook again." They'll hit you with one of those, man. That's what they're trying to do. One guy tried. There is a guy in that video. I'm not gonna like call him out obviously with his username or whatever, but I am gonna call him out for what his comment was. He said, the SVD is currently the best sniper in the game, stats-wise. I was like, dude, I couldn't care less if the SVD was a one-shot to the toenail. I'm not using that thing, because it's not a sniper. I have what's called pride and dignity. I want to use a fun sniper, a bolt-action sniper, and quick scope with that. I will be Doug Dibbedarned if you catch me with a Dragunov, quick scoping with a Dragunov in my hands in Call of Duty. Like, have you no shame, friend? The Dragunov is not a sniper. We're not doing that. We're not accepting the Dragunov into the mix of Call of Duty snipers, man. It's never been accepted before. It's not going to start now. The SVD is butt cheeks, and I'm not using it. I don't care what anybody says. And then this one guy, he was like, actually, you said that the best sniper in the game, the SVD, is way worse than what's the worst sniper in the game is, which is the HDR. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting comment. 2 scrolls down, another guy said, how did you put the HDR below the LR? The HDR is the best sniper in the game. Like, dude, it's impossible. It's impossible to get through to those guys. It's like they do not understand what opinions are. It's unbelievable. I'm just gonna stay away from the most modern Call of Duties every time. That way I can get the more mature COD fans. Just stay away from Black Ops 6, and then when Black Ops 6 is done, I can start making videos on it, and then the new COD will be out, and the trend hoppers will be on that one, and the meta warriors will be on that one, and I could just talk about my own opinions. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry about that rant at the end of the video. I just thought it was funny, man. It was so random. It was so random. Like, I was not expecting it at all, because again, for the entire series it was going great. Everybody was like understanding, and the only thing I would get, like, not even hate comments, it was actually really cool comments that I like seeing. I commented on them. Whenever they comment, I'm always like, yeah, hey, I appreciate comments like this. But the only comments I would get that can even be perceived as hate before that were people just correcting what I would say about guns, because I'm not a big gun freak, you know. I'm not a big gun nerd. I don't know a lot about them. And so I would say something like, oh, like, for example, I said like the PU-21 is based off the RPD, but they're like, that's actually not true, it's its own gun. I appreciate comments like that. I don't mind comments like that. And that's the only comments I was getting for every COD until I reached Black Ops 6. It was wild. I did not expect that to happen, honestly. It was interesting to see, but it kind of, like I said, it makes sense because it's the newest one. So obviously that's where the meta warriors are at, and that's where the people that care about like ranked or whatever in COD are at. So it makes sense why they're going to come out of their hiding holes for that one. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.